because BU had multiple stories there with multiple fast races. And I think the headline for me was the men's 5,000. I think that's where I would like to start with the men's 5,000. We talked about Hoare versus Beamish, two on athletic club members going head to head. It turned out to be a Oliver Hoare show, although Jordy Beamish ran really well to get second. They both smashed their national records, 13:09 for Hoare, 13:12 for Beamish. So the Australian and New Zealand records are rewritten. And then on the collegiate side, you had Wesley Kiptoo just drop another fast one, 13:14. And then behind him, NAU really showed their depth with Abdi Hamid Nur, Nico Young, Drew Bosley, and George Kusha. Did everybody get what they wanted out of this race? We had Barry Keane of Butler setting an Irish record. Like everybody got a record. George Kusha set the South African record. Pros, collegians, it didn't matter. It seems as if everybody went home happy from the BU men's 5K.
You think about this to just show you the craziness of the depth of this race. A man ran 13:38 in this race in a 5K and is sitting outside the top 16. Olin Hacker from Wisconsin soloed at the Grand Valley State Holiday Open the day before, runs 13:37, which any year is going to be fast enough to get in. And then in 24 hours, he goes from the number one ranked athlete in the country to the number 16th ranked athlete because
Mhm.
everyone and their mom was running extremely fast on this track. And it got me thinking about a lot of things. First of all, what's going on here? I mean, obviously, we always joke BU track is fast, the shoes is a thing, this, that, the other thing. But like, you look at some of these guys who are running extremely fast 5K times that we normally wouldn't see like in years past. Like,
Mhm.
there's a guy, Sam Gilman of Air Force. He ran 13:25.
Mhm.
And I was like, Sam Gilman, like, no, I didn't know it. I mean, I remember Barry King's name because he ran for Butler, but like Sam Gilman, I looked him up. His 5K PB last year was 14:10.
Mhm.
Now, I'm assuming, he had a really good summer, trained hard. He did finish 26th at NCAA Cross. So he's coming off a,
Mhm.
a solid performance. But he finished 34th in the mountain region, which isn't anything too crazy. And then he went 13:25. Like 13:25 is quick. Like
Yeah.
that's quick.
I think there's a couple things. I
Wow.
think there's a few things going on here to answer your question. First of all, Hoare and Beamish, they're podcasters now, so they automatically get faster. We all know that. Grant Fisher started the podcast last year. That tracks. You and I are the only people who got slower after starting a podcast, but by and large, you start a podcast, you get faster. Two, the presence of those guys as well as Klecker made this thing quick. This is normally really college dominant, or if it's pros, it's not top level pros. So they had excellent pacing, and those two guys kept it going all throughout. Three, I think last year, because of the pandemic, because of the cancellations, I think everything got scrambled. And we obviously focused in on the people who ran really fast. And there were a lot of people who ran really fast last year. And everybody said it's because they were training for all those months and they didn't have to race and they came out of the pandemic and they were running really hard. But I think for other people, I think they benefit from a more frequent racing calendar. And we're seeing the benefit of them having a more normal. Now, nothing's normal right now, but a more normal type schedule. So I think it was all that stuff combined, add in the benefit of the new shoe technology and obviously how fast BU is, and this is what you get. Is there any Oliver Hoare stock left to buy? I'm wondering because I feel like I was really high on Hoare last year, and then it sort of tapped out because he makes the Olympics and runs really well. But are people still wondering about this guy? Are there any questions left? Because if there is stock remaining at a decent price, I want to buy all of it.
I think there is still more stock he can get.
He
And I
he went
think
look at his last two laps. Did you see this? He went 28-7, 26-7 for his final two laps. Like he was rolling on the back half of that thing.
yeah, he's I mean, he's definitely setting up to be a sub 13 guy
Yeah.
in the next year or two because 1309 on indoor track this early. Like I said, in order for there's a lot of most of the, I mean, a lot of elite 1500-meter runners can run 13:0 slash sub 13. Look at Jakob Ingebrigtsen,
Mhm.
and a few others. Central was able to do that. But yeah, it just shows that he is ready. He's like extremely established at the I am a top 8 in the world type guy.
So let's look at this from the college perspective. What do you think the main takeaways are from the college perspective? I think Kip 2 obviously benefits from being in a pro race here because he doesn't need to do all the leading, and then you have the strength of NAU, um, Nur Bosley or Nur Young Bosley Kusha obviously ran ridiculously quick and looked to be. Yeah, we haven't had the Tyler Day 2020 performance yet, but it's also only December, so there's plenty still to